What's going on, everyone? My name is Bismarck from Elon the Guitars. In today's video we are going to learn how to create this awesome text review, or you can use this effect for your lower text. Okay, without wasting much time, let's get into it. The first thing to do is to create the circle. So we select the ellipse tool, make sure your fill is set to none, and then your stroke is set to a gray color. Alright, something like this should do. So you can use the color code 2E2C2C. Okay, great. Now let's quickly draw the circle right here. Press shift to make it a perfect circle. Then 257 should do, but we are going to reduce it so that it will not be too big. Alright, so then we make sure this layer is selected, then you double click on the pan behind tool whilst you are holding down the control key. Okay, yeah, to align the anchor point at the center. Okay, great. Now let's rename this to stroke, so that we know what we are editing. Alright, stroke, press enter. Then we are going to create another one, the circle at the center. Okay, so make sure you not select the stroke, then you select this one right here. This time we are going to turn off the fill, the stroke, then we turn on the fill. We set it to white is okay. Great. Now let's draw. Let's create a circle, something like this should do. Okay, now we make sure it's selected, then we double click on the pan behind you to center it, to center the anchor point. Alright, and let's name this fill. Press enter, then you align it properly somewhere like this. It's okay. Alright, let's see. Okay, now we are going to move it to the right side a little bit. Okay, all of them. So we make sure we select all of them, then we move it to the right side a little bit, somewhere like this. Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and change the settings of this one. So it's too big. Okay, so let's bring it down by reducing the scale. Okay, something like this should do. Right, something like this is okay. Great. Now we are going to add some parameters. Okay, so you expand this one right here, then you click on add, then you click on trim paths. Okay, so from here we are going to set trim path to 0, the start property. Okay, open the trim path and then you click on the stopwatch icon to create a new keyframe. Press F9 to easy ease, then you set it to 100. Alright, then you go to 1 second, that's 30 frames. 1 second, yeah, exactly 1 second. Then you set it to 50. Okay, 50. Great. Then from here we set a position property. Okay, P, click, then you go to 1 second one more time. Make sure you press F9 to easy ease. You go to 1 second one more time, then you create another keyframe. Okay, we are going to use it very soon. Now let's go to the first keyframe of the circle, the bigger one. Let's set this one to 624. 624. Alright, press enter. Then we go to the second keyframe, that's this one. Okay, we set it to 500. Alright, 500. Great. Okay, now it's tight. Don't worry, we'll fix that in a moment. Alright, now let's head back to the first keyframe of the position, then we press shift and peg down to move 10 frames. Then we set the scale for the fill. Okay, so click on the fill, press S, set a scale here, and we set a keyframe there. Press F9 to easy ease, then we go for 20 frames. Okay, 20 frames, shift, then peg down 1 2. Alright, then we set it to 117. Alright, we go back in time and set it to 0. Okay, great. I think 117 is bigger, so let's reduce it a little bit to maybe 110 or 119, or maybe something like this should do. Alright, and we're going to use a position property on this one too. So right about here we press P to bring down the position property, then we click on the stopwatch icon to create a keyframe, press F9 to easy ease, press U and then press U again to review all the keyframes, then go back to the scale property, the first one. Alright, then we set it right here. Okay, so from here, where do we want it to end? Right, let's move it back somewhere like this. Should do. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Alright, let's copy this one right here, 500. Okay, Control C, press enter, then let's go back and then paste it there. Right, now if you preview, you see there's some kind of mistakes in there, but we're going to fix that right now. We're going to fix that right now. It's looking good although, but to me, just where it's coming from is not that good to me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and fix that in a moment. Okay, so what we're going to do is select all these keyframes, the keyframes for the position property of the stroke item, the stroke layer. We click on the edit graph editor, then we make sure that we have edit speed graph. Okay, you click on this icon right here, then you select edit speed graph, then we highlight all this one, and then we make the graph editor look like something like this is okay. Right, because we are going to change the graph editor, the graph settings for the stroke 2. So we're going to highlight all these, we change the graph settings to make it look like this. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit to see what we are doing. Okay, I think this is good, and let's preview once again. Alright, okay, I think it's looking pretty good. Alright, so we can move on to the next thing. The next thing is the line, but before we deal with the line, let's quickly add a little more animation to the stroke. Okay, so we go forward in time 14 frames. Okay, so we press shift, page down, then we release the shift and press the page down 4 times, 1 2 3 4. Okay, then we create a keyframe on the end and start property of the trim path. Okay, end and start property of the trim path. So we go into the trim path, let's expand this, open contents, then trim path, then for the start we click here, and then for end we create a new one. Okay, make sure it's easy eased, F9, then we go forward 1 2 3 4, so 24 frames. I think 31 frames would be good. So let's come back to this side and then press it 3 times, shift plus page down, 1 2 3, then 1. Okay, and we create keyframes right about here, and then we change these numbers. We set start to 59, and for the end we set it to 90. Okay, let's go into the graph editor and change a few settings. So we pick the start property, then open the graph editor and make it look like this. Something like this is cool. And then for the we make it, for this one we make it something like this. Alright, I think this is pretty good enough. Yeah. Oh, let's go back into it and select these ones, make it a little bit like this, in this one somewhere here, and then I think it's okay. Alright, okay, so we are done with this one right here. So we're going to go ahead and create the line. Alright, so let's come back to this side. Okay, and we are going to use the pen tool. Okay, this is the pen tool. Alright, so let's make sure we have this one right here. Then yeah, you have to be precise here. Okay, so make sure you are pointing it at the center and nothing is selected. So let's select this one here and then make sure nothing is selected by clicking right here, or you can just click any empty space here. Okay, so select the pen tool once again. The fill is white, we don't need a fill, so we change fill to none, and then we change stroke to white. Click OK. Right, we don't need this huge number, so we just have to bring it down to somewhere 5 or 6. I think 6 is okay. Great. Now let's draw the line. Okay, let's click here, and then press down, hold down shift and move the pen tool to the length you want. Okay, it can be any, it can be from here to this side, but that would be too long. Okay, so somewhere here should do. Click here, and then you are good to go. Right, and you make sure it's centered. Very, very important, because if it's not, you're going to get something else. Alright, so click here and make sure it's really centered. Alright, now you can see that we have this bar, this sharp curve, sharp edge, so we are going to fix that. Then what we do is just go into the line, and then content and shape 1, stroke 1, then you set line cap to round cap and meter join to round join. Okay, great. The next thing left is to animate the line. Okay, so you're going to make the line move from left to right. Okay, but before we do that, let's move this anchor point to the left side. Okay, so we click on this anchor point here, and then we make sure we check snapping. Okay, then we click here to reveal it, then you just drag it to the right side, to the left side. Okay, snaps to the left side is actually great. All right, we're done with that. Now we can animate the line. So we're going to add a trim path. Okay, we're going to add trim path to the line. So let's rename it as line. My bad. Line. Okay, great. Now we go into this one here. We add trim paths to it. So just click here and add trim paths. Open this one right here. Go forward in time 1 second. 1 second is 30 frames. Okay, so you can just move 1 second, or just move 30 frames. So 1 second. So we're going to animate the line. Okay, so let's make sure that we have it right here. Go forward in time 20 frames. Okay, so, sorry, 30 frames. All right, so or just go to 1 second. 1 2 3, we should give us 1 second. Then we create a keyframe on the end property. Then we press F9 to easy ease. We go forward in time 30 frames one more time. 1 2 3 to get to 2 seconds. Then we bring it down here. All right, so and here it should be 100. Then let's go back in time and then set it to 0. All right, so from 1 second is 0, and then to 2 seconds is all the way up to 100. Okay, so after everything you should get something like this. There. Okay, I think our line and everything is set, right? So let's change the graph settings for this one too. So we just click right here, and then we select all these, make sure it's something like this, and then we bring it right about here. Okay, so I will just follow some things perfectly. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good. So now we can animate the text. Okay, the first one is alien and the second one is digitals. Okay, so let's just close this one right here. Done. Okay, now what we do is just animate the text. Okay, we are going to animate the text. Great. So you can use any name you want. Okay, you can use any name you want, and we are using Bebas as the font. Okay, for the font we are using Bebas, Bebas, right, or Bebas, whatever. So my first name will be Elion. All right. Let's align it properly. Somewhere like this should do. And then I can just change the tracking for this. I can just increase it like so. So I'll just expand like that. All right. Okay. So I have Elion here. So we will use the position property for that. Okay, so we are going to make it move with the last animation for the stroke. Okay, so just press U, then we go to the start and end property right here, then we press P, we select the alien and the first text, then we press P, okay, to review the keyframe for position. Okay, I mean the position property. Then we click on the stopwatch icon to reveal it, and then we press F9 to easy ease. Okay, then we go forward in time one more time here, and then we create another keyframe. Okay, so at the end here we want the text to be here, this side at the top there. All right, so now let's go back in time and decide where we want the text to be while it's not animating. Okay, so we just bring it down. We want it to move from the bottom to the top. Okay, so bring it down and make sure that it's right beneath this side. Okay, just right here, that's where we want it. Now what we're going to do is create another shape. Okay, create another shape to hide the alien down here. Okay, so we're just going to select the rectangle to make sure the stroke is off, and then we set a fill to any color. I want to use blue. Okay, you can use red, black, whatever, any color at all, and make sure that the box or the rectangle you're going to draw is big enough to cover this one right here. Okay, so we drop it, and then we make sure it's aligned to the line we created. Okay, so let's select the selection tool, and then we make sure this one is selected. Bring it down a little bit to somewhere like so, somewhere like this, somewhere like this is okay. All right, great. So we are going to change the mid settings for the alien. Okay, so we click on this one right here. If you don't have it, make sure you just click on this. Okay, this one right here, expand or collapse the transfer controls pane. Okay, so you click on it to reveal it, and click none here, then you set it to alpha inverted mates. Okay, alpha inverted mates. All right, so that it will just move from the top right here. Okay, great. Now let's preview one more time to see. Great, it's looking good. All right, now we are going to duplicate this one here, alien, and then the shape layer. Okay, so we select alien, and then the shape layer, you can just click on the first one, then press shift and select this one, or you can just press Ctrl and then select it. All right, press Ctrl D to duplicate it, and then we are going to change some few settings, and then we're done. All right, so we will change the aliens from aliens to digitals. Okay, and we are going to use the font called basic title. Okay, so from here just select this alien, and then you check in basic title. If you don't have it, you can download it for free. Okay, basic title. Okay, where is it? Basic title font. There you are. Right, so we have it right there, and then we are going to, let's bring it, this one up, let's turn it on, and then we're going to move it up like so. Somewhere like this should do. Yeah, okay, I think it's looking good. Let's turn it back off. Then we click on alien, press P to review the keyframe, then we go back in time, and we're going to move it up. Okay, so for the first position keyframe, we move it up. Right, so let's move it up until we see nothing. Okay, I think this one is too far, so just make sure you're doing the right thing. Oh, nothing is selected. Okay, all right. Okay, I think it's looking good. Let's see if there's no bleach. Okay, right, now we go forward in time and we bring down aliens. Okay, so we are going to change aliens to digitals. Just double click here and type in digitals. It doesn't matter what name you use. Okay, it doesn't matter, so just use any name you want. I'll bring down the size of this to something like so. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, Okay, so what I'm going to do is just move it to the right side a little bit, and then I'm going to make sure I copy this one right here. Control C, press enter, go back in time and paste it. Otherwise I'm going to get something different, which I don't want. Okay, so all in all, this is what we are going to get. Very nice, very clean. Okay, let's preview it one more time. And by the way, you can set this end here to anywhere you want. Okay, just move the time bar to where you want it to be, or where you want your playback to end. Okay, then you just press N and you're good to go. All right, so let's play back one more time. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good, so go ahead, experiment, have fun, do your own thing. Like, just make this your own. Okay, make it your own, practice, and then come out with something cool. All right, though this is pretty good enough, you can use it for whatever you want to use it for, and just be creative. All right, just be creative. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and once again, if you've not subscribed yet, just make sure you subscribe, and if you subscribe already, make sure you hit the notification icon to be notified whenever there is new video. All right, I'll be uploading things like this very often right on this channel, so make sure you don't miss it. Thank you for watching once again. See you in the next video.